What is up, Sooner Nation? Welcome to the Sooner Surge, a podcast that tells it like it is. If you're new to our YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on those notifications. If you're back for more, thank you. Appreciate your faithfulness and watching our channel. We're here to dive into, again, continuing our series on looking at each position group as fall camp has begun. Season is just around the corner. We're here in August now. August 30th will be here before you know it. Illinois State into town. And we're going to talk about today a position group, guys, that has been under the microscope really since last year. It was the cause of a lot of the issues in Norman last year on the offensive side of the ball. And you can say scheme or lack thereof, and you can say lack thereof good quarterback play. But really, it all starts here at the offensive line. And OU did some things in the offseason. They bring in Kevin Wilson as kind of an analyst and consultant who's been there kind of helping out. But Bill Beatenbow has done great things at OU. And now this line, you look at what he's stacked in the recruiting ranks, guys. He's got a lot of great young talent on the offensive line. And the big question mark now is you got guys from the portal. You got guys that are young, that are very talented. What's the right mix for the Sooners in this 2025 year on the offensive line?
Yeah, and Jerem, you mentioned it. Got some transfers in. Derek Simmons, I think, is the one that really people talk about, but also the two from Stanford. And, I look at this offensive line this year. Yeah, you have the Foji Fasusi incoming freshman, but to me, it's a line that you think about from last year. Guys like Sexton, Everett, who were battling injury, guys, and really didn't get to perform up to what they think their standard is. So it's those guys, how they're going to mix with who's it going to be with those guys. I mean, I think Sexton, guys, a lot of people were high on him going into last year. You guys remember the talk, and I think the injury bug just really affected him. So, and Jake Taylor too, for that matter. But to me, it's like, okay, you got some transfers, you got some incoming freshmen, and you got some guys. And then guys like last year, Howland and Ozida, who, quite frankly, maybe they weren't ready when they had to play, but they got better as it went on. But where do these guys all fit together as a unit? That's kind of what I'm waiting to see, and how Bill Beatenbow mixes these guys together. I think he definitely has more talent this year than he's had the last few. But who are the five going to be? That's my biggest question.
Right, and then I think when you talk about this offensive line, I know that last year it was horrible. I mean, there's no other words to describe it. But I think what they went through last year as a group, a lot of guys, them getting experience will really pay off this year. And I think when you talk about the returning guys that they kept the majority of the guys that, as an Oklahoma fan, that you would have liked to keep. The Jacob Sextons, the Eddie Pierre-Louis, Troy Everett, he's back. And I know whenever he was back at center, the offensive line, it was a little bit better. Still wasn't anything good, but it was improved from where it was before he came back. So I think them having that continuity is going to, I think, play a big role in the jump we see them play this year. I know early in camp, if you've heard the other podcasts and stuff, you've already heard the comparisons to the 2015 offensive line for this group. I'm not going to go as far to make that because we haven't seen them on the field yet. But I think this offensive line, I think they have a chance to be a pretty solid offensive line. And they don't need to come out here and be a Joe Moore award-winning offensive line with them having John Mateer and JadenO'Neal in the backfield. They just need to be an offensive line that you see significant strides from, that's going to be a solid group. That I think the main thing for them is they just need to be able to stay healthy. I think if they stay healthy under the development of Bill Beatenbow, Oklahoma's can have themselves a solid offensive line, in which I think could be in the top half of the SEC by the end of the year.
And everyone wants to talk about the tackles of the bookends on the offensive line, and I understand the importance of tackles. But for me, the center position, a position that OU really struggled last year. Troy Everett has put on a lot of weight, done a lot of work in the weight room. From all reports, he's doing a great job of being a leader, and he's being pushed, guys. He's being pushed for the starting job, and it's not just him. It's across the board. Guys are being pushed. Derek Simmons transfers in, and everyone thought this guy's for sure the starter. Not so fast, as Lee Corso says. Michael Fasusi is pushing very strongly, not to just get playing time, but for that starting position. So, guys, let's go ahead and get to it because I'd love to hear starting projections from you guys before we close this thing, and I would love to hear from the viewers as well. Check out the fan stop at thefanstop.com/OU for your OU Shirt of the Month club. But, guys, it's time to kind of look at this offensive line and projected starters, guys.
I mean, this is so hard for me to pick this. And so I may not pick all five here, but I'll say this. Bill Beatembo absolutely has to play the five best guys. I don't care their age. I don't care if they transferred. I don't care if they played some last year. Doesn't matter to me. Who are your five best together and who are your five best that you have talent-wise? And they got to be the ones playing. End of discussion. So, I mean, I think Everett's winning the center job, even though I think the Stanford guy is going to battle him. I think Everett's going to win that job. So he's my center. I think Sexton is winning one of the tackle jobs. I think he's healthy. So I would think he's going to beat out Howland. And I think Sexton's going to be on the left tackle. I think EPL is winning one of the guard spots. I have the one I'm not sure about. I know a lot of people still are saying Fabechi. I know Foje's getting some run there at guard. And then I really liked Ozida second half of the year last year. So those three guys for that other guard spot, I don't know who it's going to be, guys. I really don't. But I like either Ozida, Foje. I'll say this. Out of those three, Ozida and Foje and Fabechi, I think I'd have Ozida and Foje ahead of Fabechi. That's just me, okay? And then the right tackle, right now, I'm leaning Simmons, but Fasusi is going to be pushing him as hard as he can push him. And to be quite honest, guys, if you think Fasusi may not be ready yet, but he might be in 5-6 weeks, I just soon go with him early part of the year. Now, I don't know if they will, but that's kind of I think three are set. Everett, Sexton, EPL. The other two, I'm not sure about, guys.
Right, Jay, and I think, I would probably say almost all the same guys as you. I just think if you were to ask me the starting offensive line for week 1 going into the bye week before Kent State and then Texas, I might tell you a lot different because I want to see what Michael Fasusi is going to look like whenever he's thrown into the fire very early because week 2, Oklahoma, they play a premier college football team in Michigan. I mean, historically, a great team. They have a chance to have an awesome year under Sherrone Moore. But, I mean, I would say that probably Fabechi for me, Jay, I think he's going to start at guard. And I think it's just because he played a lot of ball in the SEC and he's cut down some weight. And I think his issue was he couldn't really move last year. Like he struggled to move guys off the ball. So if he can improve at that, which I think he's going to, I think he will be a solid starting offensive guard. But I mean, I agree. Sexton, Everett, Fabechi, EPL, and Derek Simmons as of right now. But I would not be shocked if Michael Fasusi, if he performs well in the first 2 weeks of the season and the chances he gets that the rest of the year he's the starting right tackle.
Yeah, and guys, I'm just gonna say right now who I think starting. It's Sexton at left tackle, right tackle is the youngin, Michael Fasusi. Your guards are gonna be Ryan Foje and EPL. Yep, Mean Street coming and Troy Everett at center. And you think about it, guys, and I don't think just because I think they're gonna place a couple of guys, especially early on. But look at your 2 deep. That would put like Logan Howland and Derek Simmons as backup tackles. You'd have Fabechi, okay, and Ozida as backup guards with Makula as a backup center. Guys, the O-line is in a much better spot than it was last year. That is what I do know, and I'm getting excited right here talking about it. Give us your starting 5 in the chat, in the comment section of this. It's football time in Oklahoma. Can't wait to see what this O-line does this year under Bill Beatembo and the addition of Kevin Wilson and company. Thanks for watching. Check out the Fan Stop. Hit the like and subscribe. We'll catch you next time, Sooner Nation.